Hi everyone, welcome back to Fattoria Ricci. This is Miu Miu, and good morning. It is now the last week of August. It's very early in the morning, and I'm right here just checking out on the chickens. Look at this! Isn't this so cute? We have little chicks in here. I think there's about 148 chickens now, including the chicks. And it looks like their food is still good. We still have a lot left over, and I'm just admiring the little chicks over here. They're so cute. And I think this new rooster that we have right now, he's a bit more calm than the other one. Rest in peace for the other chickens that we had last time. I think none of them escaped the fire. But we have new chickens now, and we have new chicks. So it's a new start. We do have a lot of eggs accumulating over there, but we don't have a front loader right now to load it up into our tractor. And today it's going to be a lot of decision making. I did talk to Giada last night about the equipment and which one to get rid of and all that stuff. And she told me that I have a full reign of what to do with our equipment, tractors, equipment, anything that needs implements and all that stuff, animals. She said she will leave it all in my hands. After what happened, she fully trusts me now, and yeah, I think I'm becoming the farm manager for the whole fattoria, which is really exciting and intimidating at the same time. So, first thing in order, we have to mulch our millet field over here, and also we have to mulch the other field, and also we need to cultivate them. So I was thinking last night about whether to exchange these, but I was looking at the tractors at the shop on the phone app, and even with what Marco told me is going to be the amount that we need to fix these tractors here, it's still going to be cheaper to keep them as opposed to buying new ones. So I think we're just going to keep them, and we're just going to have them repaired. In terms of implements, we do have a mulcher. I told Marco we don't have a mulcher, and then he's like, "Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. It's this thing in here that I never knew what it was, but this is a mulcher." And I looked up what it is. It's actually a pretty decent size. If you look at our phone app here, and this is our mulcher over here. This actually has 5.6 meters in length. Right now, we need to have it repaired. It's really damaged. However, if we buy a new one, if we wanted to sell it in exchange, it's like 7,400. But if we buy a new mulcher, the same exact one actually costs 21,000. So even if we get it repaired, it's still going to be cheaper than buying this new one. And this one is a bit just only zero point 0.2 meters over the width of the one that we have, and it's already like 1,500 euros. I saw this one at 6 meters, but the thing that I do not like about this is that you cannot fold it. I think it just stays like that. And I feel like that's really going to be a problem for me when it comes to like keeping it in the farm instead. It's going to be quite wide. So I'm kind of thinking about that, but that's also now 4,500 over what is the original price of what we have. So I think we're going to keep our mulcher. So, yeah, that is that. We also need to eventually cultivate our plow. And because we are returning the other fields, I'm not going to keep it. We're just going to plow it. And I don't know if we're going to keep the millet field in there. I want to actually do wheat because we do need straw for the cows that are coming to make, for their bedding. And so I think I don't want to keep our plow. I'm going to get rid of the plow because the plow that we have is only 2.5 meters, and I really struggled with this one. I was talking to Giada about the difference between plows and power harrows and subsoilers and spaders, and she said the plows actually can be substituted with subsoilers and spaders. And so the subsoilers are like plows, and the spaders is like a plow or a subsoiler with the choice of cultivating also. It does cultivate the fields as well. So I was thinking between those three, and when I was looking at the subsoilers and looking at their horsepower requirement, this one is not so bad because if you look at, like, say for example, if we go back and look at the plows, and I really am not a fan of plows to be honest with you. 3.5 needs 220 horsepower. That means we have to upgrade our tractor. This one is 300. And for a 6-meter plow, we need to have 360 horsepower, which amounts to being very, very expensive just for plowing a field. Because she mentioned that if you want to change the seeding of the field, like for example, since we're gonna change our millet field to a wheat, possibly, or barley, because barley also have straw, then you need to plow the field. If you are just planting the same crop, then you can just use a cultivator. So we really need a plow. So we have a choice between plows, subsoilers, and spaders. Now let's look at subsoilers over here. So I'm gonna skip the ones that are 3 meters. Let's see. Okay, so 4 meters in here. This one actually requires only 150 horsepower. This one is even less, 130 horsepower. It does the same job as a plow, but it does not cultivate. It just plows. This one is really, that one's kind of expensive right there. And this one is, I think this was a bit ridiculous. It's 4 meters, but I think it plows a long area. But then again, for me, I don't know. It doesn't make sense because you're just gonna run over it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of partial. I don't understand it. I'm not really a seasoned farmer, so don't go by what I say. But then I saw this one, and it's actually 5 meters. Okay, it's not 6. But it only requires 150 horsepower. And I think this one is too small. This is more like for the vineyards. So I'm looking at this, and this one is only 16,000 euros. So that is a good one. So we have the horsepower requirement. We don't have to upgrade our tractor. It's cheap compared to the other ones, and it has 5 meters in width. So let's look at the spaders. The spaders, well, they're good with the horsepower. Like the widest one I can see is 4.5, but it does require 200 horsepower, which means we have to upgrade even our Valtra. Our Valtra is only 190. It's going to have a hard time pulling this, but it's also very expensive, 58,000. And I asked Giada why these things are so expensive. It's because spaders are basically powered. It take, you have a PTO to put into it. You don't just pull it, you also have it running. It has a motor on itself, so that's why it's expensive as opposed to the subsoiler. So we are definitely buying a subsoiler. We're going to return our plow, and we're going to buy ourselves a subsoiler. And actually, the more I look at it, the more, this is 4 meters, yes, but I feel like I want to just get the extra meter over here and buy this one. And I think our second medium tractor can pull that one. Our Massey, yeah, because our Massey has 170 horsepower. So I think that's what we're going to do today. So I think really we're going to go and get this and our Massey over here. And they're both very, like, there's a lot of damage on them. Like even this one got damaged. This weight over here is 70% damage, and this one is just 80% damage. They're very damaged, but we're gonna try and get on them, and we're gonna bring our mulcher over to the shop with a lot of like the stuff that is now going on with all of the rebuilding and stuff. The vehicle shop is now going to be like, open quite early. And I think, I don't know if they exchange hands. I think it's still the same people. I think we're a little. Okay, let's see if I can just back into our mulcher over there. Okay, I don't want to run over the plow. We're gonna return that plow once we get our mulcher in order. Sorry. Alright, so I can't seem to drive properly. Alright, okay, so that's right there. Let's attach our mulcher. Okay. And I think we are good to go. We're gonna go to the shop. Oh, I also heard while we're driving to the shop, I also heard that there is now a new factory nearby. It's actually a chocolate factory. Somebody, some company came in and bought some of the land that some of the farmers sold off in order to rebuild their fattorias. And yeah, they bought some land, the chocolatier factory, and we actually have a chocolate factor maker or factory in town. So, which is really cool. It kind of makes me think that, you know, that would be a very nice venue also to make business for our fattoria, because we are trying to raise cattle for milk. Ooh, I should have looked. I did not even look. So that's that. And I think also I lost my train of thought. Also, Giada heard from Belinda that some of the straw seller or buyer in town, I think there was like some company that actually partnered with them, and so they have like a new what should we call it? They have a new name now. So like they rebranded, but pretty much the rest of the county somewhat stayed the same. It's all the same farmers. Not all of them, of course. Also, I heard that a family also moved into the grape production over at the hillside that we visited before. And somebody already lives there. Which I knew there was because there was a house. It's just that I guess they were not home when we went there. And so, but yeah, there's already a family that lives there. And also, this is new. This is new. So I want to just look out the cabin over here. This is brand new. This gas station. That's brand new. So that's pretty cool also. Alright, so I think I made the wrong turn somewhere. I think I am somewhere and I'm not supposed to be. Yes. I definitely okay, I took a wrong exit. Took a wrong turn. But yeah, so that's new right there. And of course, to our left are the greenhouses. So I think I'm going to take an I might have to go around. Yeah, I think I can probably go this way. Alright. Let's see if we can not run over somebody's crops. So if you really listen to this Massey Ferguson tractor, it's really like struggling over here. Right, so we can just like go through the woods over here. I mean, it's early morning. It's fine. I don't think there's any wild animals that's going to catch us over here. But yeah, if you can hear the tractor, it is really struggling to just go through the woods over here. Well, that, and we're also carrying a mulcher behind us. Here we are. Finally, we are able to get on the right path again. Alright. Alright, so here we are finally at the shop. And I hope I'm right. I think they are open early. Oh, yes they are. Alright, so we're gonna go straight into the workshop over here. I think it's this one in the middle. If my memory serves me right. Serves me correctly. Yeah. so there it is. And we're going to get our... Let's see, where is the thing here? Oh yeah. Alright, so I'll be right back and let me talk to them and have our Massey Ferguson repaired. Alright, so we're back. We paid about like maybe a hefty, like almost like, I'm not gonna lie, almost like close to 10,000 euros just getting the Massey and the mulcher taken care of. So yeah, but it still would be, that's 10,000 is cheaper than buying a new Massey Ferguson. That is like 95,000, I think, for this kind of horsepower. And also the mulcher is gonna cost us like 21,000. So 10,000 next to those kinds of figures is much smaller and definitely more manageable. Alright, so I'm gonna head on over to field 4 and then I'll see you guys there. Okay, so we're now back at field 4 and let's see how this mulcher works in action. Alright, so I've not really used a mulcher before, so let's see how it looks like. Oh, very nice. And let's see. Let's move on to the field over here. And I don't know if I have to turn this on. Do I have to turn this on? So, okay, let's see. Let's lower it down. And it's okay. I just heard it crunch on the ground. Okay, so I don't think we need to turn this on. I think we just need to drag it. Oh, yes. If you see behind me, oh, that creates a lot of dust. It even mulched some of the grass around the field. But yeah, it does shave the stubble off. So that's good. Let's see. We kind of miss a little bit piece there, so let's be careful with what we do here. Oh wow, it generates a lot of dust, can I tell you. Oh wow, okay. Let's lift this up. Looks nice though. Alright. Like you can definitely see where you've been. There you go. And hopefully we don't throw ourselves down into the water. And this Massey, after being taken care of and tuned up, it definitely can handle this mulcher like as if it's nothing. So that's definitely good. See if we can back into here. See if we can go this way. Wow, this implement is pretty aggressive. Like I can hear it like really crunching the ground from underneath it. I mean, it is supposed to be for, you know, shaving the stubble from the previous harvest, so it just makes sense. All right, so let's get this field mulched. Alright, so we're almost done here. We just have a little bit of strip of stubble over there, and then we're done. And it's right here. And that is it. That's it. And the whole area is now mulched. Wow, that was the most aggressive thing I've done so far. Like, it was just like actively like eating away at the stubble, which was really cool to see. Um, it's just that I felt like it was just so aggressive. Alright, so let's go through here and actually go through. Actually, we'll go through. Okay, yeah, because we have to go through our to our millet field. So let's just enter through here. And then I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we're now approaching our millet field over here. And I want to tell you guys that I am going to enlist the help of a farmhand. I think they're already here. So, but I wanted them to make sure they do a good job of this field. So let me just come here close to the field over here. And I'm going to get them situated like just like right here. So I'm going to bring this out, unfold it like so. And this is an application that Marco mentioned to me about. Alright, so it's already like alright, let me just move this over here then. Okay. So, and I'm going to lower that down. So this is an application that Marco mentioned to me about. So this is called Courseplay. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I'm sorry, wrong thing. We're going to go to our map section over here. And we have to go to right here where active workers are. So we have to find our tractor. So right now the mulcher that we have is right here with the tractor. Okay, so we can create a job and we can actually tell our farmhand exactly like what we want them to do. So the field position is like just right here. I'm going to just put it like just so. Okay, that's the field. And then the target position is I'm just gonna put it like right over here the same, and I'm gonna just say we can start going looking that way. So that's what we're gonna do. So and then we have to generate a course for them. So and we want them to start at the first waypoint. So we're gonna start over here. And what Marco told me is that if you're gonna use this, go ahead and lower down the work width to like maybe 0.3 down. So instead of 5.5, we're going to do 5.2. That way they don't actually miss any spots. The number of headlands is how many times do you want them to go around and then go back up and down. So let's just do, I would say 3. And we want them to start working at the headland. And it says in here that what corners do we have, and I think for the most part it's all sharp corners, so we're gonna do sharp corners. And then we want them to do let's see, we can just keep going. I would say we can just go say spiral, because there's a lot of it's like an L shape, so I want them to just go spiral. Actually, you know what, maybe up and down. Let's see. Yeah, and I just want them to skip like maybe one row just so that it's easier for them to turn. And in here it's like we don't really have anything that is like an island, so we are not going to do that. So we're gonna generate the course, and this is actually what it's going to look like. So if you look in here, this is what they will do. And they will start right here, and they're going to stop over there, and that's going to be what they're going to do. So like right now we are in here, and we're going to so they're gonna start right there, and I'm gonna bring it up on the thing, and I'm gonna let the farmhand to actually take over. So I want them to go to the first waypoint right there, and then I want them to go ahead and do it. So let's see if it even works. I'm very nervous, but at least it's just a stubble, right? It's just mulching. All right, so we have our farmhand now, and he's gonna start where we told him to go. All right, they they kind of forgotten a little piece of thing there, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, they're following the course now of what we want them to do, and then we can just like get off from our tractor and let them do their work. So let's see if they're gonna do the hard corner over here, because it is a sharp corner. Let's see what they do. Okay, are you gonna back up, buddy? Yes, he's backing up. There you go. Excellent! And he's actually getting all of the stubble out. Absolutely phenomenal. I love this. And I hope he doesn't fall into the farm over there, and then that would be really catastrophic. Let's see. Just watching him. And it really helps the farmhand like do exactly what you want them to do. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Alright, I think we're good with him taking care of this. So we're just gonna jump out of here. So we're just gonna jump out of the tractor, and I'm gonna let him do his work. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you later. Alright, so that is that. Alright, so the next piece of agenda that we have to take care of is actually getting rid of this plow. So I'm gonna go ahead and find my Voltra. I think it's in the back. Yeah, I think it's in the back. Alright, so here's our Voltra. Alright. Alright, buddy, let's go. We're gonna go and sell our plow. Let's see. Alright, so we're gonna go pick up our plow and then take it over to the shop and get our subsoiler that we're planning to get. Alright, so we got our plow, but we're gonna go out through the back, because I think this plow is a little too long with the winding of the front roads leading to the front from the front gate of the fattoria. So we're just gonna go through the back and then out from there and into the vehicle shop. Alright, so we're right here now at the vehicle shop. And I believe we go in through the workshop also, because they will have to take this plow from us once we sell it to them. So we're just gonna go right here, and it should be possible. Let me just turn off my tractor, and it should be possible to sell it from here. So I'm going to just sell our plow, and I'm going to sell it. Alright, and so that's off of our back now. So let's go ahead and buy the subsoiler that we were planning on getting. So subsoilers, and it was this one, 16,000. Okay. But really, in reality, we're only paying 8,000 because we sold off our plow. So it's an exchange. Alright, so let's get this one and buy. Yes. Alright. That was easy. Alright, so let's back out of the vehicle shop. And let's go and check out our new subsoiler. So it's right over there. Perfect. So let's see if we can back on our subsoiler here properly. Am I even close? Yeah, well, not close, but I'm right at the direction of it. There you go. Very good. And it's folded, so we can just easily take it to the farmstead and put it away later on once we're done with it. All right. So I'm going to take this over to field 4, and so far I have not heard anything from our farmhand. They're doing good. Actually, let me take a quick peek at them at the map. Let's see. Yep, they are mulching away. I think they're done with the headlands, and I think they're going back and forth now. So they're progressing very well. All right, so that's good. That gives me a peace of mind. Oops, we s- we just stood there in the middle of the road, and then one person is waiting on us. All right, so I'll see you guys in field 4. Alright, so we're back at our rented field, and let's see this subsoiler in action, shall we? So, I mean, I'm sure it's just almost like a plow, but let's see how it actually looks like in at work. Oh, nice width, nice width. Alright, and let's see if we can lower it down. And I think we're just going to pull it through the field here. Oh, let's see. It does pull up pretty big rocks though, not like the plow. And I think those rocks actually will need a stone picker at this point. So it's something to actually be mindful of as soon as we use this on our field, that we are going to need a stone picker uh, once we subsoil our field. But that's okay. I think we can actually sell the rock somewhere, so not so worried about it. Wow, it does take quite a good chunk of horsepower, especially like going uphill. But this is more manageable in my eyes compared to like the 2.5 meter width of the plow that we had. So, and I like this. It seems like it's more manageable. Like it's just a straight up like line, unlike the plow where it has like this angle, and it's just I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the plow. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish plowing this field. All right, so we're finally done tilling this field, and I can't say I enjoyed tilling any more with the subsoiler than the plow. I mean, it's tolerable at least for sure, but I think I just don't have a penchant for tilling the land as other people does, but it's something that is required for us to do in order to get a good yield from the field. But I can definitely say that I am not a fan of tilling or plowing or subsoiling, whatever you want to call it. It's really not my favorite thing. So thank goodness that we have a farm hand that's going to help us with our field, and I'm going to leave it in his capable hands. And then we can go ahead and move on to grassland care, because our grassland does need to be rolled right after being harvested from or being mowed from. So yeah, so I'm gonna go over here, and I did get a notification that our farmhand worker is done mulching our field, and there it is. So let me just leave this over here, and I'll go ahead and go to the tractor. I think they ended up over there. Where did they end? Yep, right here. Awesome. It looks like he did not miss any spots, so except for maybe like that area over there in the beginning, but that's fine. All right, so they are done. All right, so I'm going to stop this one. And let me see. Let me just unfold this. And let me find that little piece of stubble. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's almost insignificant, but it looks like he did a great job mulching the whole field. So, yeah, kudos to him. All right. And now he's going to have to plow the field. All right. So, actually, I think he got it. Yeah, never mind. He got the little stubble that was left over there. All right, so let's just go ahead and um I'm gonna go ahead and fold this, and I'm going to get the course started for the plow, or the subsoiler rather. All right, so let's see. Let's unfold this, and I'm gonna unfold it. Okay, and let's go ahead and go to our map and to the active workers, and we're going to create a job over here, and another course play. So we're going, okay, it's saying field position, or we're going to start over here again. All right, and then target position. I tried to make them go this way, but they went this way, so I'm gonna just like leave it like that. And I'm going to, all right, change this up. I think, wait a second. Wait, hold a second. I think, yeah, we are at the Massey one. Oh yeah, because it's 6 meters, just like the other one. Let's see. Okay, let's start again. Okay, I'm gonna set a course for this, and I'm going to create a job, and it's going to be a field work right here, and it's going to be target field position. It's this field, and target position. We're gonna start right here and going up that way. Okay, and then we're gonna do this one. I don't know why it says 5.3 width. Because it's actually 5 meters. So let's lower it down to like 4.7. We do have one tools, headland sharp, the same thing, and we're going to rows to skip one. And then we're gonna say up and down, and no bypass. So let's see if we can generate the course of the field. Um, Actually, it looks like that. All right, so I think it's fine. And that I can actually go ahead and bring up the menu over here. And we're gonna do first waypoint, and let me see. And looks like it's doing good. All right, let's see if we can have the worker take care of that. All right, looks like he's gonna position himself right at the start of the course. All right, and off he goes to work. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna let him do the job, and we're going to go this way. So let's enter our Massey over here. And I wonder if we can save what was generated from the coursework earlier. Um, yeah. Because I can, like, I think. No, I think that was the job for that one. So I think we'll let it be for now. Or I wonder if I can just save this. Alright, so let's see, create a new folder. And let's see, we'll save it under Fattoria. Ricci. Okay, and then we're going to save the course. And then activate. And the course name would be, I would say, mulch field 1. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And there you go. And I think he is still working. Yeah, it looks like it's going well. Let me see. All right, yeah, he's plowing it. All right. It's looking good. All right. All right. So, what are we doing? Oh yeah. So we're gonna go and take this mulcher. I'm just gonna go and wash it real quick, and then I'll catch you guys in a bit to go ahead and do some of the grassland care. All right, so I finally feel better. Our Massey Ferguson was so filthy earlier, and we got our mulcher also washed. So I feel so much better now. So the next thing to do is actually to bring this tractor over here, our Fend, into the workshop and also we're going to buy a roller. So what I felt like I should do is that if we look in here, we actually have a disc harrow and we don't really need a disc harrow. The reason being is that we have a subsoiler. We can always subsoil stuff instead of like cultivating, but at the same time, I'm also thinking about selling the seeder and exchanging it later for a seeder that can also cultivate. So really, we don't really need this one. So we're going to sell our disc harrow over here, and we're gonna take our small tractor to actually take it over to the shop. The reason being, a small tractor. Here's our small tractor. The reason being is that we're also going to buy a grass roller. And the one that I actually like the most, there's only three choices. And the one that I actually like the most is this one. And you have a choice of actually it being just a roller, or later on in the future, it actually could plant grass if you want to. It actually turns into a cedar. But I think we're just gonna get the roller, and we're gonna have to roll our grassland for better yield. So that's what we're gonna do. So and let me just take a quick look at our farmhand. He's doing good. He's definitely plowing the whole field, so that's good. So, but it is leaving a lot of stones. So, eventually we're gonna have to pick up all those stones. But we have time. We have time. So, let's go ahead and take our small tractor over here. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our this carrow and take it to the shop, and then exchange it for a grass roller. Alright, so we're finally here at the shop, and I'm going to go and talk to somebody and have them repair the fend. And also we're going to sell this disc harrow. So that should be a good exchange over there. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. So we got our fend all taken care of, and let's see. We're also going to sell. They told us that they're definitely going to take our disc harrow. So I'm going to just sell this one right now. That's 14,000 euros. So bye bye disc harrow. All right. So for 14,000, let's see. We're going to get us our grassland care. Okay, so we're going to put in an extra, let's see, 12,000 in order to get this roller. So I'm actually trying to think whether it maybe we should get this one instead. Uh, it's only 2 meters, but it's going to take longer. Uh, Actually, we have the money. I think we're just gonna go ahead and just get this one. I think we'll be okay. There's no other choices, and I really don't like to take too much of the field time, so I think we're just gonna get this one as we originally intended to. Alright, so let's see. Let's get into our fend. Let's back out of the shop. Oh, it's so much better sounding now. Earlier, it was like struggling a lot trying to bring the disc harrow to the shop. It should not have a problem pulling it because it only requires 100 horsepower, and our fend actually can put out 130 horsepower. So there you go. There is our roller. And I'll see you guys at our grassland field. Alright, so we're finally approaching our grassland field. And remember that before the earthquake, this area here used to be a grassland as well, or a meadowland. Now it's just full of like gravel and like rocks, I think from the disaster. So, but the church over there has been left intact, so that is good. And for the most part, the vineyard over there also were left intact, so that's really good. All right, so we finally got here to our grass field, and we're going to roll it. I wonder if we're gonna see a difference about it when it comes to once you roll it. It does say that the nitrogen is bad, but I heard that once you roll the grass, it actually puts in some fertilizer or nitrogen back into the soil itself. And I think we have to go ahead and also lime this as well. So, but for now, we're going to go and roll it and see if that makes any kind of difference. Let's see. So, we're going to open it up. And let's lower it down. All right, very good. All right, so we're gonna, I wonder if we have to turn it on. Let's see. No, you don't have to turn it on. I think you just roll the field over with it, just like the mulcher. All right, so let's see how it goes. There it is. All right, I want to see real quick, like if it does anything to the nitrogen. Uh, Not exactly. I think we still have to go ahead and fertilize this. But it does increase it does augment its growth, because in here it says that this is harvested right here. And then going over here, after we roll it, it's already on the first stage of growth. So actually it's pretty good. All right, but we do have to fertilize it. So all right, let's roll our field and yeah, and let's get this done. And it looks like our worker is done with the big field, the millet field over there, done plowing it. So I wonder if, hold on a second, I wonder if we're gonna get somebody to actually do this grassland care. So let's try to do this. Let's bring up course play again, but this time for our, not that one, but for our Fendt. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's see. We're going to open this, and it's actually 6.4, so we're going to say 6.2 so he doesn't miss anything. We're going to do 3 headlands, and I say sharp, and we're going to say skip 1. Where's the one that row skip? And up and down is good, and we don't really need to do a bypass. And let's see. Let's close this one, and I think the field position, we're already in the field, and what we're gonna do, start back from here. Okay, we can start from here, and we're going to target position exactly right there. Nope. Let me try that again. Looking that way. Alright, so okay, and this is it. And let's see, generate field coursework. And let's see if we can first waypoint. Let's see what it does. I'm loving this. I'm loving course play a lot. So let's see what he does. Okay. Why is it going awry like that? What is it doing? Okay. It's going to the first waypoint. I hope you know what you're doing, buddy. Alright. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so I mean, that's fine. I'm just watching him. Hopefully he knows what he's doing, but it seems like he might be okay. Alright. I guess I was worried for no reason. Alright, so I think we're okay. I think we're going to jump out of here. Actually, you know what? Let me do this one. And I wonder if I can save this. Let's see. Save course. Activate. And we're going to say grass roller. And I think it's now called field 14 now. Grass roller field 14. There you go. All right, perfect. So we're gonna leave him be and let him do what he needs to do. Okay, I think he's missing some pieces here. Uh, hmm. We might go and do some parts of it that he would miss, but okay, I guess for next time. But we'll have to like see what he misses towards the end. If this is just a little strip, then it's not a big deal. All right. Let me go back and see that worker that was doing our field, and I think we have to go get a rock picker. Actually, we can do it right now. Let's go over here. Actually, let me get out of the way from this gentleman over here, and let's go into the store. Actually, we even forgot to check this Caro. Okay. That's a forestry mulcher. I was like, wow, we missed the mulcher. Looks like there is nothing that we can use in here. So let's go see what we can do for stone picking. Um, wow, 52,000. Uh, well, you know what? I don't know about you, but I don't feel like we should be buying that right now. But uh, I think we're gonna hold off for a little bit because let's see. If we're gonna go over here and actually look at our crop calendar, we actually want to do wheat. So we do have a whole month. We don't have to plant until October, either for wheat or barley, and they have the same time for harvest. So we have time to actually um, buy that stone picker. So I don't really even know if rye would give straw. I really need something that actually gives off straw. Um, and I don't know if spelt does that. I don't know if triticale would do that. Um, so, All right, so let me go back to the field over there, and I'll see you guys right there once I get to the tractor. All right, so I'm back. I went ahead and took care of bringing the subsoiler over here. We got it like washed up, and also I also washed the Valtra as well because they were looking really grimy. But yeah, so I'm still waiting to see how far along this our farmhand is finished basically doing. Uh, I can't find my words. He's rolling our grass field, and it's actually bringing it to like growing. So it's actually doing great. What I want to do is that I wonder if actually I'm gonna go and get this spreader into the workshop, vehicle shop, because it does need to be repaired as well. This one has 89% damage from the fire. So we're going to have this actually like repaired. And also we're going to get some lime and see if we can lime our field, our grassland field more like. And also I'm not sure if the other one actually needs some liming as well. Let's see. Our field one, I wonder if we can. Oh, yeah, I forgot it's this one. Actually, we never really did buy the soil information on this one. So let's go ahead and purchase the soil information for our field number one over here. Oh, why did I go away? So I don't know if. Yeah, I think it's gonna need some lime as well. And definitely some nitrogen. Definitely. Oh yeah, and by the way, let's go ahead and return um, field number 4. I think we're gonna dissolve the lease. Yes, it's not ours anymore. So because we don't want to be charged for that field any more than we need to. Yeah. So anyway, so that is our. So we're gonna need to um, lime and fertilize that. So let's go ahead and take our Voltra because this is the one with the sensor. And we're gonna go ahead and see if we can lime our field over here while the farmhand is rolling the grass field. Okay, so we're now at the dealership, and they told me that to repair this Bredal fertilizer spreader or lime spreader, it's gonna cost us about 3,500 euros. And the value of it right now, the resale value is 29,000. So I actually asked them, is it worth it um, to just repair it or just buy a new one? And unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to stick with what we have because I'm looking at the fertilizer spreader at the shop, and the cheapest one that they can give me that is the same as what we have right now is 45,000. So, even though it's like, I don't feel like shelling out extra money for just the fertilizer spreader if we can actually get it fixed. So let's go ahead and get it repaired, shall we? So there you go. And now it's repaired. So it's okay. It's still looking worse for wear, but it's not that bad. All right, so and now we have to go ahead and buy some lime because we want to lime our fields and our grasslands. So let's see, how much does this actually carry? It can carry up to 9,000 liters. So we're gonna go ahead and buy a big bag of lime. We're just gonna fill it up because I have a thinking I want to get a different fertilizer spreader because I don't want to like go back and forth. So here's our lime, and actually we said this is 2,000, so actually we should just get four, and that would be 8,000 liters of lime. All right, so let's just buy that, and that should be waiting for us right outside the shop. And let's see if I can just back us out of here without much problem. Alright, and I'm pretty sure the bags are over there just right behind us. Yes, they are. Alright, let's go fill up our lime spreader over here. Alright. And we're using our Voltra, so we know exactly, we can monitor exactly the lime needs of our field. So here you go. We'll just keep on refilling our lime here. It should be almost to the top. Should be. That's 4,000. And that is 6,000. Alright, and now there's 8,000. I wonder how our worker is doing. Oh, he's almost done. Perfect. We do need to pick up some of the little straggler spots that he left behind over there, and we're gonna have to make sure that we fix that eventually. Alright, so we are going over there with our spreader full of lime, and I'll meet you back over at field 14 at our grassland. Alright, so we're now back at our grass field, and I just got a notification that our farmhand is done with rolling the fields over there. Oops. And yeah, actually, I want to see. It looks like there's some parts in there that he missed. So I'm going to just turn this off and I'm gonna go over there and actually finish rolling the parts that he missed. Alright, looks like I got all the spots that he missed. It wasn't that much, so it's not much of a big of a deal. But yeah, this field looks nice and actually it looks much better, like more moist, I would say, than the previous status that it was. Alright, let me go and fold this. And I think we can just like park it for now on this field right here. I don't think they are gonna mind much. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can actually lime our grass field after we roll this. I'm not really sure, but I'm trying to go with the way that it is. So let's see. If we It says the application rate is actually on automatic. Let's see. I forgot now how wide this lime spreader goes. So let's see if I can just turn it. Let's see if I can. Do I need to unfold it? I forgot now. Okay, I can just turn it on. Okay. It actually is liming it. Okay. So let me just turn it on real quick. And let me get off the tractor. Alright, because it says the pH value is so bad in some parts. And now it's good. Alright, so we can lime our field. Alright, let me go and set up the GPS on this one, because I know for a fact that this field here, this tractor here has a GPS navigation. So I'll be right back. I'll set that up and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I set up the GPS on this one, so it should work now. Let's see, because I don't really want to waste lime if I can help it. Alright, so let's see if I can just go ahead and turn it on. Alright, so yep, we're spreading lime properly here. I did not know that we can spread lime right after we roll our grass, but apparently we can. So it's now actually distributing what it needs. Actually, you know what? Let me stop real quick. I wonder if we can do it. No, I want to do the automatic. Okay, the automatic one. Okay, so I think we're good. Never mind. All right, onward march. Alright, I think we're not gonna make it, so I think I might as well just go back to the workshop, and the vehicle shop, and get some more lime, because we still have almost half a field to go. I didn't realize how thirsty for lime this field was. I wonder if like the disaster did it or just the amount of time. But yeah, I'll be right back with more lime. Okay, so I'm on my way back to the grassland. grassland field with some more lime. But I just want to tell you guys that about that new chocolate factory that I mentioned earlier. So it actually is around here. I think there only used to be like just a shed over here, like machinery shed. But now there's actually like right over there. If you see it right there, I'm gonna stop my tractor. It's actually like right over the this field over here, and that's actually the chocolate factory. So I'm very curious to see, um, what it takes to actually make chocolate. And I'm pretty sure dairy is gonna be one of them. So I'm very excited to actually in the future do business with them. Um, and yeah, so just want to let you guys see that. It was on our way back to the grassland field. Anyway, um, yeah, I'll see you guys at the grassland in just a few minutes, and we're gonna continue liming it. Alright, so we're back in our grass field over here, and let's just continue where we left off, okay? Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we're done with that. Let me turn off the spreader. So that looks good. I feel like a lot of the fields now are actually liming, are getting limed right now. I guess it's after some of the spring harvest. But looking over here, it looks like, yep, we're doing good now. So the next thing that we need to do is actually, I'm going to just leave this here. I'm just gonna leave this here. Let's see if we can just let's bring it over to where the roller is so that we can just keep it over there. And because we need the Voltra. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have to make good use of the daytime. Actually, I wonder if it's not even because the reason that I said I don't know if it's going to affect us because we do have the JonnyXPRO. I forgot if it gets affected by the cloudy day. If let's say, for example, we go here and let's say I'm just making an example here, in the Pro Compact. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what kind as long as it's daytime. Okay, so we're good. All right, so what we're gonna do is that we're going to leave this here for now. We're gonna leave this here for now. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to our the shop, and actually we're gonna pick up a new fertilizer spreader, so that way we're not going back and forth. And actually this one is the cheapest one, and actually it spreads 42 meters. So I've been eyeing this for some time, but we really need it, and I don't really want to go back and forth anymore with the lime and the fertilizer. So we're just gonna get this one. All right, so we're gonna buy that, and I think it can hold up to 3,200 liters of fertilizer. And so in here we're gonna go big bags of fertilizer. What? Oh, I forgot now. How much can it hold? It can hold up to 3,200. So let's see, it's the same one. So maybe 3 of these. It's gonna be a little bit hefty, but it's going to last us for a long time with other fertilizer. So actually let's just go get 2. Maybe that'll be good. Okay, so let's buy that, and now it is waiting for us at the shop. So I'll be right back, guys, and I'm gonna go and pick it up from the shop. Alright, so we're back from the vehicle shop, and we are actually now carrying our new Amazon fertilizer spreader. This one, even though it's little, it has a spread of 42 meters, so it shouldn't take that long to fertilize this whole grass field. So let's see how it works. Do I have to unfold anything? No, I don't have. I think I just have to turn it on. Oh wow, look at that spread. I have to zoom out really wide. Look at that. And it's actually adding the necessary nitrogen for the grass, which I don't think the grass really need that much nitrogen. From the last time that I actually looked at it, it didn't take that much nitrogen at all, if any. So I mean, I actually thought that maybe the fertilizer spreader wasn't working, but it really is just that way for grass. They don't really need much as opposed to the other crop types. So actually, we'll be done before you know it. So this is actually cool. And I changed my mind when I was in the workshop. I actually just went ahead and just topped off the whole fertilizer spreader with 3,000 liters of solid fertilizer. So that way, we're gonna need it anyway for the other fields. So I think after we finish with this one, I think we're pretty much done so far, right now, at least for our field work, at least for this week. Um, and the next time that we have to do some field work, I believe we're going to, let's see if I can even get all of this. Oh yeah, look at that. Am I gonna, okay, I missed a little spot, but that's not bad. But the next time I think that we need to do some sort of field work is going to be, um, I would want to say October. I will have to revisit the crop calendar as soon as we're done here. I think September, we're probably just going to be taking some contracts just to supplement our farm. We do have a lot of eggs, so we are still taking care of our chickens, and um, they they are reproducing really well. So we already have over 100 chickens right now, so that's actually good. Actually, we don't even have to. Okay, let's see if this one will fertilize. And really, that's pretty much it. Nothing really until basically October, unless we go ahead and just pick up some contracts. We do have to take care of our field and get it ready for our next planting. All right, so let's just park over here. I'm gonna have to take all of these machineries back into the farmstead. And actually, it's only 3:44, and we're actually done now. So let's see. Okay, so we're talking about. Actually, let me just since we're already here. I said the pH is good, so it doesn't really need that much, but that's actually what the grass needs for now. And actually, I just want to get off the tractor. I know I'm kind of like going off tandem here, but let's see. Yep, everything is perfect. Our pH value is perfect. Our nitrogen is perfect, and yeah, I think we're gonna have a good yield for this grass field, just like the last time. I mean, it yielded 180,000 liters um, of hay. So the next one is going to be going for silage. All right. So as we were talking about the crop calendar, so that we really want to plant wheat and barley, and that's not really until October, first week of October. There's really nothing that we can do. Our grass is already planted, and we have let go of the other land, so that shouldn't actually impact us. Another thing also is that I think we can try to plant maybe oats. I'm not really sure because I think oats also offer some sort of, I want to say, straw. However, I don't know if that's kind of redundant for having oats and wheat and barley all on the straw. So, I mean, the oats are really for horses. Although, actually, I wanted to show you about this app that Marco told me about. So, let's see. All right, so this is actually the animal food app that he showed me. So like for the chickens, for example, so it lists different kinds of animals. So here's our chicken, and next to it says sequential. Okay, and this is a kind of this is a good thing, but at the same time, it's kind of unfortunate in my standpoint because look at this. So sequential means they're gonna eat the first line here, like so they're gonna eat grain foods first. All right, and then when they get to the grain, and when it says in this one, that's actually 100% nutrition for them. And look at all the food types. Actually, they will take oats. So I guess maybe we could plant oats too if we want to, or maybe one of these. We already planted mile, but maybe we can plant one of these if we want to. Yeah, none of this is sorghum, and we just planted sorghum. We did get about 7,000 liters of millet, but that wasn't the plan. The plan was to feed them sorghum. And for sorghum, it's actually a protein type of crop, and it actually is just 50% effective on their health. So that's actually very unfortunate. We do have a lot of sorghum. I think by come November, I will sell half of the sorghum. We will try to just feed them the millet. And if that runs out, at least we will have leftover of the sorghum. Or maybe I'll sell 75% of the sorghum, because what else are we going to do with it? I mean, there's only so much that the chickens can eat, although our coop can hold up to 360 chickens. All right, so going over here, it actually tells you what you can feed. Now, here's another thing too. We can have a horse if we want to, but I don't know what we can do with the horses. I think you have to train horses. And I really would like, I don't know if I'm ready yet, ready right now to actually take care of horses, but I mean, we do have sorghum. That's their base food. That's 30% effective. And if you look at here, it says horse parallel. That means they need all of this in order to be in good health. So you need, this one is 30% effectiveness. So that's oat and sorghum. They do need straw, which we don't have. We do have hay, that's for sure. And then they do need grass. It's like fresh grass. So this one we don't have, and this one we don't have. As for the cows, it's 100% for total mixed ration, and I do know that for total mixed ration you need hay, silage, and straw, and that's what we're trying to go for. However, I guess we can start having heads of cattle just by having hay, because that is 80% effective for them. Now they eat sequentially. That means the most that they're gonna finish all the total mixed ration first before they hit hay, and then if they finish the hay, they'll move on to grass and then the mineral feed. But the total mixed ration basically mixes hay, silage, straw, and yes, a little bit of mineral feed. So, but we can start with hay, if anything. Uh, and actually, I think maybe after some time, I am very excited to actually try to grow alfalfa grass instead of just grass. For the sheep, they can definitely live off of hay. They're 100% on the hay or grass, either way. Actually, sheep seems to be the most that we're ready for, if anything. And then for pigs, it's the same thing with horses. It's parallel. So they need all of this. So they need the base food. That's 50% effectiveness on their health. So they need all of this. Like we can have pig food, but yeah, uh, they need corn and sorghum and mineral feed, and then they need all of these grains. Pigs are just hard work. So we're not totally ready for pigs. So as it stands right now, we're ready for sheep. We're not so much ready for a cow, somewhat, but they still need straw for their bedding, or else they're gonna get sick. And of course, chickens, we have millet and sorghum. Horse, not so much. So anyway, so I feel like our plan for the next few weeks is that we're gonna get that field ready, and I think we are probably going to plant wheat, I would say. I mean, I guess we can even plant oats. But what's the point though? Because they're all not going to be ready for harvest until June. So, it's really whatever we feel like it. And this one's, I would like to start with maybe if we were gonna go and rent a field, I want to try rye, see what rye does, because it's actually a grain, and we can use it for, I believe. Let me go back to that app here. So, let's see. Yeah, chicken will thrive on rye. So I wonder if we can get rye for our one of our fields that we're gonna rent. Uh yeah, exactly. So I think so. I think rye would be good. Um so anyway, there's a lot of things that we can think about. Because rye would be ready by June. Anything is ready by June, so it doesn't really matter. So I guess it depends. Um So that's up for discussion between me and Giada, and let's see what she says. If we do want to get some sort of like high value crop just to sell it, I guess we can go canola. Um, but we'll see. Um, Although I do know that corn harvest is right around. That will be September, so I probably will do a lot of corn harvest contracts, some sunflower, um, just to get us going with our, you know, just to supplement our income. Anyway, so that is that. It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's nice and cloudy. It's actually not nice. It has become very overcasted for quite some time. So I think that will be it for our work at the farmstead at the fattoria. So anyway, wherever you are, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and always take care. And I'll see you on the next time. Bye.